But then, let's assume that we have the right sails up, we need to trim it. And a key factor to trim the sails in reaching is the sheeting angle, because it is not that I can just ease the sheet. Easing the sheet, I get a very round, a very big camber, maybe the right twist, but a very big camber where I'm going into a mode that is fast, so it's generating a lot of apparent wind, and I don't want to have very full sails. And if the wind increase, and so I need more twist, I need to ease more, I increase more camber, but the wind is increasing, I don't want a sail that is getting fuller and fuller with the increase of the wind. So the sheeting angle becomes critical. And here I have seen as many inventions as you can, but the first thing to do is to create a sheeting point that is as far out as possible in the boat. Normally, the minimum I want to achieve is to have a sheeting point outside, and then depending on the angle I can play with the normal sheet and this one. So imagine that the wind gets a little closer, I can trim a bit of this and I can ease a bit of this. Or if now I don't want to change the sheeting angle, but I want to reduce the twist, I can trim a bit both, so I bring the clue down. If the wind increase more, I want to just increase, but the angle is not changing, I just want to increase the twist, I can ease both. The angle is increasing more, and I want to go more out, I will completely ease this one, and so this will go a bit more out, but then there is a limit, because this is there. The angle is increasing more, what can I do? Despite only easing, but as I say, easing will increase the camber. What's the next move I can do?
Touch it backwards. Touch this second sheet more to the stern.
Yes, but the best is to have a proper control on the reaching is always to have two sheets. So what I would do is to bring the Jenaka sheet from the back, going outside the shrouds and attach here. So when I ease, so I will have, this one is completely eased. This one is controlling the 8, and the other one that will be running like that will control my camber. I will pull back, almost horizontal. So I'm not interfering on the sheeting angle, I'm just changing the camber of the bottom. And so I will end up having 3 sheets attached to the jib. That is fine, is normal. And every time the angle or the wind speed change, I can play with the 3 sheets to move. Actually, I can move the clue almost 3-dimensional. I can move it in, back, forward, up, she's going by herself, and also forward, she's going by herself. I have the ways to pull it back and to pull left and right. So this way, in a relatively simple thing, but please remember that if it comes the time to tack or to do another maneuver, there is some job to do there. And most likely, because if we are talking about the power or the overpower zone, the boat will be very ill, there will be a lot of water here, and to go there and detach the sheets or do anything is not that easy. And so this is where it is important that when I attach the sheet, I do it in the proper way. In this case, for example, they have soft shackle to the ring of the sail, but if, for example, if I put two sheets in the same soft shackle and then it goes under load, no way I can detach one sheet. So first, have every single sheet independent. But second, even if I have the sheets on the same soft shackle, most likely the lower one will be squeezed by the upper one. And so again, I go there to detach the inner one, fuck, it's not coming. So it is often worth to have some extra loops. So in the ring, have some extra loops to which I attach the sheets. Because with the extra loops, I'm sure that I will be always able to attach, detach, do whatever, anything happens. Otherwise, you risk to have the thing squeezed and be in trouble. I have to tack. No, I cannot release the sheet. I need it. There could be also some danger into that. So, are stupid things that can create big problems, and it is important to think forward. So, for sure, any jeep, if it's one or two or three, really I need to take care to have those properly sheeted, having a similar sheeting angle, having a similar twist. They need to work together to imagine that the flow in between must be smooth. You will see that if you try to put two sails together, quite close, and the inner one has a closer sheeting angle, the leeward sail will be sucked in. You will see that the sail behaves strangely, will behave like that. Because the upper one will be sucking the leeward one. But this is not fast. Because in that area, the flow is not as fast as possible. So this means that you need, most likely these two sails are too close and cannot work together. But at least the try you can do is to make it more parallel with the sheeting angle, more even with the twist, and see if you can achieve that the windward one is not affecting the leeward one. If the problem keeps going, check the speed, but most likely if you drop the inner one, the speed will not change. Unless you need that pressure to get the balance of the boat. That's the only reason it could work even if the flow is not proper, but it's still heeling the boat and pressing the bow and making the rudder light. That's the only reason it could work also without being nice looking.